And so apart from having your physical constitution, you also have your mental constitution. And the physical constitution is a little bit more fixed. I mean, it does change, but it takes longer for it to change, especially for it to go away from your natural state. But the mental constitution, that changes pretty much on a daily basis, on an hourly basis. There's something that's called sattva, rajas, and tamas. So sattva, I said, was like about clarity, contentment, a quiet, peaceful mind. You're kind of, happy, satisfied. So you have moments in the day when everything is kind of okay, you're all good. And Rajas is more about desires, about ambition, achieving, doing things, and constantly like moving and having expectations, a drive, compulsion to do things. And Tamas is when we get really depressed. So when we just don't feel like anything, there's like lack of clarity. There is lots of inaction, and just you just want to sit on the couch and do nothing. Basically, that's kind of the tamas state of mind, and that really changes, as I said, over throughout the whole day. And you can influence that as well, not just with yoga but also with food. And we're gonna get into that a little bit later. So what we call a sattvic diet, and that's recommended for most yogis and also in Ayurveda to stick mostly to a sattvic diet because that will help, the mind to be a little bit more calm. And when your mind is calm, you can take better decisions as well, which affects your lifestyle and day-to-day life in general. So So basically, as I said, each dosha can be good or bad depending on your mental state. So Vata, for example, when Vata is Sattva, Vata people tend to be very creative, very motivated, very flexible. When Vata is in Rajas, they become very nervous, very fidgety, very mobile. When they're in Tamas, they have lots of fear, anxiety, and depression. So, and then for Pitta people, so when they're in the good place, Sattva, they are very energetic, courageous, warm-hearted, very giving, loving. And Pitta, when they become Rajas, they become very jealous, critical, very vengeful. And Tamas tends to be even worse, so very negative, very angry, almost psychopathic. So they tend to be people that like flare up at any single thing, like get like crazy angry at other people. So, but because of the fire element, so that's lots of passion, lots of yeah. And then Kapha also, although they tend to be more like the loving, compassionate, and forgiving type when they're in the Sattva, but when they're in Rajas, they become a bit more petty, cranky, stubborn, and in Tamas, they have lots of self pity, they become withdrawn, and also they get depressed. So it's about trying to stay in the sattvic state for, 60 to 80% of the time. And I think, that is reasonable, or it's doable because the mind continues to fluctuate all the time. So being in sattva, unless you're enlightened or you're like a super yogi or something, then you stay in sattva most of the time. But most of us kind of just fluctuate between all three, depending.